Well, let's do the newspapers. I have to say good morning to Alice Couture for my shirts this morning. Thank you very much. Well, she's located in Temerton. Just in case you want to get it, let me know. Yeah. Can advertise on the show, so it's not appropriate. Alice Couture, thanks for the shirt. Now, let's look at what stories are dominating the platforms this morning. We have the Daily Graphic, and on the front page of the Daily Graphic, it says government clears senior high school utility bills and releases 8.8 million Ghana cedis for outstanding debt. And that story is on page 3 of the paper, the Daily Graphic. It says an amount of 8.8 million Ghana cedis has been released by government for the payment of the outstanding utility bills of the 688 public senior high schools across the country. The amount covers the cost of electricity and water that were supplied to the schools for the first term of the 2017-2018 academic year following the implementation of the free SHS senior high school policy. Free SHS policy, or free senior high school policy. No tautology. Out of the amount, the ECG received 3.3 million Ghana cedis. That's a good one. While the Ghana Water Company and the Northern Electricity Distribution Company received 3.7 million Ghana cedis and 1.7 million Ghana cedis respectively. Already, about 120.2 million Ghana cedis has since been released to some 250 suppliers of textbooks, uniforms, house vests, and clothing or clothes to students in some 453 senior high schools, while efforts are being made to supply to the remaining schools. That's a good one too. Thank government for all that. At least settling the suppliers also means that they can continue with their work. Now, you just have to grab a copy of the Daily Graphic to get more on that subject. But we brought to you the story about the Oke student, the late Arthur Godfred, just a victim of circumstance, really, who lost his life. Very handsome young boy, and just losing his life. So unfair, grossly unfair. Grossly unfair. Then we have 7,000 newborns have hole in heart conditions, and that story on page 20 will have everybody gaping their mouths and wondering where have we got into as a country that we just can't have the right treatment for them. Because in other jurisdictions, that is the more developed jurisdictions, it is easy. It is easy. An average of some 7,000 children are born with hole in heart conditions in Ghana every year. Deputy Minister of Health Kingsley Abuaji-Jedu has said, describing the situation as disturbing. Mr. Jedu said many of the affected children whose parents could not afford to bear the cost involved in heart surgery were left to die. Mr. Jedu was speaking at the launch of the Think Heart Save a Child program in Accra on Wednesday. So sad. I will resign over amendment to accept gayism or homosexuality, and that's the Speaker of Ghana's Parliament. I think about homosexuality and the gayism. We just not go away. And the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, has served notice that he will resign over any amendment aimed at decriminalizing homosexuality, and that is gayism or lesbianism. In an interview with Paul Adomotri, he stated categorically that because he had some principle he meant to live by, he would leave the Chamber of Parliament if any amendment to Ghana's Criminal Act, Offences Act was presented to the August House for reading. He was responding to the hypothetical question: if tomorrow the Attorney General were to inform you that Cabinet has approved an amendment to the Criminal Offences Act, in particular the section that describes as an offence a natural canon knowledge, and that you as Speaker must preside over the process of reading the amendment from first to third readings, would you resign as Speaker? And he said yes, he will resign. That's a man of principle. That's a man of principle. That's a man of principle. On the back page, we have Ghana deploys 21,000 health workers, technical assistants to districts, and a total of some 20,000 community health workers have been trained and deployed to 216 districts across the country, and they are okay. And as part of Ghana's efforts at achieving the United Nations target of 1990 campaign on HIV. Also, 1,000 technical assistants have been trained in e-health and equipped with tablets for HIV testing data collection. The 1990 campaign, which was launched in Ghana in July 2016, is a joint UN HIV and AIDS strategic initiative which summarizes a 2020 target of some 90% of people living with HIV to know their status, 90% of people who know their HIV status to access treatment, and 90% of people receiving treatment to achieve viral suppression within 12 months. I hope that we can achieve that. AMARS 14 for engaging in open urination, defecation. I hope that will stop this. We hope that will stop this. We hope that will stop this. That's the whole point of making sure that we prosecute people as deterrents. Okay? So we have the Ghanaian Times. The Ghanaian Times has on the front page, big boost for financial services as first mobile money interoperability system is launched, and the story is on page 17 of the Ghanaian Times, and it's saying that the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has assured or reassured banks in the country that government recapitalization initiative is only to ensure banks have capacity to lend and support the private sector in accelerating the country's economic growth. According to him, the initiative would help address capital challenges in the financial sector and provide enough credit funds needed or enough funds or credits needed by the private sector for expansion and growth of business. The initiative to increase the minimum capital requirement, etc., etc. And we know that it was launching the interoperability of mobile money in Accra, and he said the system created by the Bank of Ghana in collaboration with GIPS, the telecommunication companies, and the financial institution is to enable banks and financial institutions deliver financial services through mobile phones. I'll go to my bank and see how quickly I can make use of mobile money. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Then we have also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, 2 die under bizarre circumstances in Kumasi. And the story on page 3 of the paper basically says that 2 people, a final year student and an unemployed person, have been allegedly killed under bizarre circumstances in the evening of Wednesday in some parts of the Kumasi metropolis. In the first instance, suspected armed robbers with guns and dangerous implements raided the campus of Osechukwe Senior High School, Okes, and killed an 18-year-old final year student. And then another incident also happened, same in Kumasi, so at Atunsu, I'm told. All right, Denso River in danger, turned into refuse dump and receptacle for human waste. Ghana, we have massive problems, right? Massive. Ghana Health Service is issuing Ebola alert following an outbreak in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That, look, because cases have been reported there, you have to take care. And I've even had on my WhatsApp platforms especially some of those alerts from the Ghana Health Service, and you all need to read about it. Even if you don't have the alerts, go Google what Ebola is, what the symptoms are, etc., and just put yourself on the alert. It's always important. It's always important. Ebola is dangerous. And because we travel around the continent a lot too, we're likely to have contact with people who may have been transitioning or transiting from one point to the other. And that's where the cases could be dangerous. And so just be on the alert, okay? We have 4,896 Ghana Statistical Service field staff undertaking agricultural census. That's what we're told. We hope that this one also works. Also on the back page, 1,256 displaced by rainstorm in Binduri district. It just rained here in Accra. It's been a rainy morning since the latter part of yesterday night or evening up to this morning. Still drizzling a bit. I hope that the rains have gone down by now. But the people of Binduri district, they need help. They need help. That's the most important thing. Let's look at the Daily Guide newspaper. And on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, we have 42 pick forms for MPP race. The story is on page 3, and it means that the race is hitting up for the New Patriotic Party. And I tell you, look, it's because it is the party in power, there's always scramble. You know that story about the scramble for Africa. So And here on the show, the AM show, we're going to give you exclusive. We're going to speak to the personalities that matter. Some of the personalities speaking the forms, we're going to speak to them. We'll first start with Fred Amankwasafo, who is vying for the chairmanship of the MPP. Fred Amankwasafo is a PhD student of the University of Ghana, the Information Studies Department, and he wants to be the next chairman of the MPP. Is one of the contestants. Also, we have the current chairman, Freddie Blay, also picking his forms, but we'll speak to a number of them. Kamal Dean Abdullahi, the current national Nasara coordinator, who is vying for the national youth organizer of the party. Alongside, we have Dominic Edua, and then we also have Nana B, and so we'll speak to a number of them. Now, the acting chairman of the MPP, Freddie Blay, picked his nomination forms to contest as the substantive national chairman, as the deadline for the picking of forms closed in, as at yesterday. The 42 aspirants had picked their nomination forms, we're told. We're told that Dr. Makola of the Kenya USC Political Science Department and David Amakobwedu, who are vying for the position of national chairman, as well as Michael Omare Wadie, aspiring to become a vice chair, were all there. The nomination process, which lasted for over a week, has been described as peaceful and well coordinated. I don't think, yeah, it was. There was an incident in which our reporter, the MPP have since issued a letter condemning the attack, though. Hajia Fati, punch our reporter in the face and all that. I don't know what you can say. Party stalwarts had picked up forms to contest key positions, including chairman, first, second, and third vice chairpersons, organizer, secretary, assistant secretary, women's organizer, youth organizer, treasurer, and Nasara coordinator. Apart from Freddie Blay, we've had a number of people picking their forms. We have Fred Amankwasafo. We have 4 other bigwigs: Alhaji Abubakar Abdul Rahman, Alhaji Short, vying for the chairmanship. And then we have Stephen Intim, a former national vice chair and a longer-standing contestant for the chairmanship position. Dr. Makoba, lecturer, David Amankwa Bwedu. So we have all of that coming up. So we'll have all that coming up in a bit. Okay. Right, so we'll be looking at all that. All right. Oh, okay. So let's see how it goes. But that's for the MPP. I've been joined by 2 guests we'll be having on the show throughout the show. We'll be having them today, sporadically coming in, etc. Yeah, the production heads, as well as they feature also in Kejetia and Makola. I'm right. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well.
You are one of the attorneys.
Oh, yes. And of course, I'm also a professor.
You're a professor?
Yes.
Ah,
that's
okay.
right.
How are you?
Well? Fine.
And you?
Oh, fine.
Very fine.
Everything is fine, as you can see.
You know that, when we are doing this newspaper review, we're called specially to come and help you do the newspaper review. So when we are doing it, please concentrate on me so that we can go
because you're a learned professor.
Of course, that is what we are.
but first, let me premise all this by what's the character you play on the show?
That one is different from this one. This one is a
paper review.
Yeah.
Right. But you know this Sunday is Mother's Day.
Oh, yes.
Prof, let me come to you.
Oh, thank you.
Where does your mother stay?
Let me give you the history of mothers. You know, mothers are some people, they are wives of fathers. And together they come together to form children. And these children are like you and me. And so my mother is the female version of my father.
Yeah.
So that is how mothers came about. Very, very important.
The man ask you, where is your mother?
mother?
You are telling us his history.
You see, the history of people without a history, if you don't know your history, you don't even know yourself.
You
have to know yourself.
Okay, Prof.
You see, Roland,
Prof,
very important.
Yeah, Prof, that's okay. But where's your mother?
Mama Mia.
Mama, Mama,
okay, I've done this story. So you take this. But let me. You know, the MPP, they've 42 people have picked forms for various positions to contest as National Executive Chair.
MPP, 42 people. All of them want to be executives in the
but
MPP.
we have various positions now. What do you say? Which position would you have if you were contesting?
If you ask me, I'm a social commentator.
You're not a political activist.
Oh yes,
So you will not contest.
Yes. But
You can
I can contest.
The distance.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go for the
General Secretary.
It's very funny how you are going to be the General Secretary and you are going to be talking for them. And every day they have to give you 2 hours to say just 2 sentences. If this was what General Mosquito was doing for NDC, you think that he would have been the General Secretary?
Yeah. Okay, so you just take your time. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide, we're told that the president has taken leave. Yeah, so he's out of the country with the family to have some rest and also have some general relaxation and visits with the family. We also have the vice president launching what they call the mobile money payment interoperability. It's on the front page of the Daily Guide. It basically means that if you are using
Vodafone, I understand, but you have to explain so that some people can also understand.
So it basically means that if you are using Vodafone, like I use Vodafone, it means I don't need to go and have an MTN chip to send to MTN customers. So I can use my Vodafone to send, and the MTN too will send. And then also you can even use your bank account to. It's just linked like that. But that's a good thing.
Yes, I understand. It's good so that everybody can give everybody money.
That's right.
So that people who owe people can pay the money.
Are you owed by who?
Oh yes, of course.
He owes you.
Yeah. 10 cedi.
They tell you the concept of 10 cedi. You see, there's people on 10 cedi. Big sis. Let me give you the history of big sis. What is the name? Ofoliata. The other one, Kwame Nkrumah. All of them come together and they form Ghana. And they decided, oh, this money, let's put our head on it. 6 heads are better than 1.
Okay, let's move on. SAC MMT security officer is also on the front page of the Daily Guide. And when you get to the story, it just basically tells you about, well, how a security officer at the Metromas, we know Metromas has been in the news for some of the wrong reasons lately. Currently, some have you taken Metromas before?
Oh yeah. Yes, I've taken one before. That is why I'm expecting people like I'm trying to mention a name.
Which name is it?
Chikata. You will not mention simple name like EL.
Chikata.
Okay. Mention
take on the
wow. Okay, so we have this story. Man kills pregnant lover, and that's kills pregnant lover, and then as well as his son. Let's go to the center spread. We have the news one pull out of the Daily Guide. Now they have the main story. Show love to homosexuals. Ohima Messi edges Ghanaians. What do you say?
Hey.
Ohima Messi, you know. Sings the gospel.
Yeah, gospel singer. The issue of
you don't know the history of homosexuals.
I said issue, not his.
Go on.
History.
Go on.
It's something that everybody's talking about.
What do you think? Do you think that we need
the president also talked about?
Because Ohima Messi is saying that we need to show them love.
If you look at the way Ohima Messi, who is a God,
you know something, Roland. Can we write some of the things? Let him write it so that we read it.
Okay.
So that we can continue.
But what do you think about you know, the call from Ohima Messi that we should show love?
Yes, I believe we should show love because love is in the Bible. Now, let me tell you the history of Bibles. You see, Bible was written somewhere in AD. AD. Constantine said that, oh, let me bring all these books together. Now, we are showing love to homosexuals as human beings, not as homosexuals. Let us do that and show them love as human beings, not homosexuals.
What do you think about them?
I don't think about homosexuals. Why would I want to think about homosexuals? Why do you want to do that?
You
call
yourself professor.
All right, so we have other stories there. We have Article 1 challenges Patapaa over his popularity. Kashoko Kate also
is Article 1?
Article 1, I'm told he's a musician.
We don't know
you know Patapaa. Mention Patapaa in the music.
Oh, Patapaa. You know him.
Review the Daily Dispatch.
The Daily Dispatch. Front page says that how Akufado's convoy nearly had an accident. Hey, and can nana you. Hey, Asamo Yaba Ghana. And he also said that mobile money across networks to benefit over 15 million users.
You use mobile money.
Oh, yeah.
So usually the news, you read a bit of the captions, the news. So it's
do you want us to
do
do
that?
that?
With the
Do you have time?
No, I don't have enough time. By 7 I'll wrap up.
Don't petty.
Well, sometimes he can spend a lot of time.
I am surprised you are letting Professor Twane come and read here. Even 2 lines will take 2 hours.
So, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo on Wednesday left Ghana for United Kingdom on a one week long vac.
No, and then I'm Kasekanyo.
Sure. And
you don't know.
The president nearly had an accident.
The accident, no.
And see, once you are reading this shows that what kind of school did you go to?
Sure. Yeah.
What kind of school did you go to?
I have that.
NFS one.
Then so the rare convoy of President Nana the Dankwa Akufo-Addo nearly had a serious motor accident between 6:35 p.m. 6:35 p.m. to 4:40 p.m. on Tuesday.
Charlie, please review the finder so that I look at the last paper, then we can go.
And that means
Prof,
evening.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me show you the finder. On the front page of the finder, it says, cashless economy enhanced as Dr. Bawumia launches mobile money inter-op. Operability. So, let me tell you the history of Dr. Bawumia.
No.
You don't like the history of Dr. Bawumia?
No. As a review,
okay.
review.
So, That is what cashless economy is saying. Second lady launches safe delivery project. And Ghana, Nigeria, private sector to spearhead socio-economic transformation. VIP. Now let me give you the history of VIP.
No history.
Okay. Quantum terminals secure guarantees for 10 million bond. Now let me give you history of $10 million bond.
No history. No
the
history.
Bond of 1844.
No, and just
that was Commander
It's
Hill.
not that bond. This financial bond. Please.
Okay.
All right.
You don't know.
Okay, but you guys will be coming to the studio on a more serious note. You'll be coming later for us to talk about.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Your new production. What's the
Yeah.
new production?
The movie. We have a movie with Shatawale and.
Oh, you have a movie
preparing-
with Shatawale featuring.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Leading.
Leading. Yeah.
Leading. He's a lead
Yes.
character. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're back on the show to talk to all of them, the lead characters and producers for Kejetia and Makola. But let's look at the last paper. The Herald newspaper says criminal suspect found inside Jubilee House years after impersonating Anas to defraud companies. We have National Lottery Authority hits back at bitter worker, and ministers return rent allowances to Parliament. Osechi Mensabonsu, Cabo and 63 others adamant. Well, so we have all the stories there. Well, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the latest sports stories for you. Do stay on. We're right back. Well, so as we wait for sports, let's do the online reviews. Let's go to myjoyonline.com first. We have the story. Panathinaikos pay ASEAN 53,000 euros over 10 points deduction, and financially troubled Panathinaikos have swiftly overturned a 3-point deduction after paying a record 53,000 euros to Michael ASEAN. Well, we know the Greek economy hadn't been doing well for some time. Spoken word, my mother, my woman, by Timmy the poet. So we have the greatest love of all, they say, is from God, etc. Please make sure that you go. Poor roads, contractor shift blame to government, high interest on loans. Yeah, and the loans 30%, 32%, 28%. Look, the loans. When you go to the banks, you feel it. You feel it. You feel it. Return your warts. Okes appeals to parents after robbery. Murder trigger mass withdrawal. I say Chuchu Senior High School. Ghana needs robust domestic revenue mobilization. Tells government. How many times have we read this headline over the years? We just do nothing about it, really. New capital requirement by Bank of Ghana, panacea for bank failure. Bank failures are the most dreaded phenomena within the banking industry across the world, as they not only affect the bank but its clients, depositors, industry, and even families. If ever gay bill comes to Parliament, I will walk away from my job. Speaker, you were speaking to Paul Adomotri on Metro TV's Good Evening Ghana. Hike in maize prices not a sign of shortage. Deputy Minister tells poultry farmers. I thought we had plenty for food and jobs. What's happening? Angry Keta residents protest oil exploration in Keta Basin. Good morning to you, Moses Akrobotu. You're the lead graphic boss for the Western region, if I can put it that way. You're well versed in oil matters. I'll call and ask you, Charlie, what's up? Is it a protest in good context, so to speak? We have Ghana raises $2 billion bond at lowest rates in 2018 sovereign bond issue. Sky Girls premieres anti-tobacco movie. Ghana raises $2 billion, we're told, and let's go up. Let's scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. So you have all these videos, and you can get these videos on my Joy Online TV. Is a regular YouTube channel. Please go Let's see. Now let's do the city newsroom. So we go to city newsroom. And government using committee to cover up rot at Ghana cylinder, according to minority. I'd rather resign than preside over homosexuality debate. Okay. Ugandan who swallowed 60. Convicted drug baron escapes from Kofodia prison. Ugandan who swallowed 67 pellets of cocaine busted at Kotoka. Oh, Charlie. Someone. Baumia launches phase 1 of mobile money interoperability. That's a good one. Mobile money. The charges are very high. Very high charges. You withdraw your own money 5 cedis. It doesn't. I don't get it. Your own money. If you withdraw it in the first hour, 5 cedis. Let's say if it's under 1,000 or under 500, 5 cedis. Are they? And yet go again 5 cedis. So in a day, if you are withdrawing now, you end up paying 100 Ghana. If you withdraw, are they? We can almost say from 1,000 is 10 Ghana. I said, but you're fine. You're fine. 5 cedis. Charges need too much. Mobile money, interoperability. And I was even reading something. Now it's even 1.5%. And good morning to Derek. Derek of the Chamber of Telecom. Derek Lai. Always on my case. Now let's go to city newsroom. MPP to postpone National Delegates Conference. John Boydu. Hey, did he say that? To postpone National Delegates Conference. Can we click that story? The story under Michael Quay. Let's go the second one. Yes. Let's get it ready. But let's look at other stories there. Baumia launches all the thing we're talking about. Our goal is to become Ghana's best bank. That's Indum says GM Bank will be the optimum bank for Ghanaians. Okay, so now we have that story. So MPP to postpone. Let's go up. See when the story was filed. The story was filed on 10th May, 3:10 p.m. Today is 11th, right? Okay, let's go up. The new Patriotic Party National Steering Committee is expected to meet next week to reschedule the date for its 2018 National Annual Delegates Conference. The NPP had earlier announced that it will hold its National Delegates Conference in Kofodia in the Eastern region from June 15 to June 17, 2018. The acting General Secretary of the party, however, said the decision to reschedule the election has become necessary due to the possibility of a clash with the date of the observance of Eid al-Fitr. Okay. Shukran. Mashallah. All my friends and all of the people watching us from Tamale and the environs, December. It's a rainy morning here in Accra. We don't know about Tamale yet. So we have all the other stories there. Bishop Obinim sick and taken to the hospital, according to church administrator. He was he was telling the courts, pray for me. I was trapped by the devil. And Enesopoku on pregnancy saga. Enesopoku. Who is he? Enesopoku. He's a gospel musician. Gospel. Is he friends with Davido and Sarkodie? Gospel musicians, they are not friends with secular musicians. All right, so let's go on. Let's go to the Africa page of the BBC. Now we have homes swept away in deadly Kenya dam burst. And apparently at least 41 people died after a dam burst its banks in Kenya, sending flood waters through hundreds of homes. And as a result, 41 people died. This is sad. Woman to die for killing rapist husband. That's a judgment. I think this is in Sudan, as I got the story. Right? The judgment raped her. The husband raped her. He also decided to kill the husband. Oban, I didn't now force your ban on that. One in a year. Why? Whether you are married or not. Can we click that story and read? It's not nice. It says a court in Sudan has sentenced to death a young woman for killing her husband after he allegedly raped her as his male relatives restrained her. Raping whilst the relatives of the husband were holding her. The judge in Omdurman confirmed the death penalty for Nora Hussein after her husband's family refused to accept financial compensation. Human rights groups are calling for her conviction to be overturned. Ms. Hussein, who is now 10 years or 16, is it 10 or 16? What am I saying there? Is it 10? But it was forced into marriage at the age of 16 and had tried to run away. So I'm trying to recall. 19. Okay, she's now 19, but was forced into marriage at the age of 16. Wow. Child, this is sad. No matter what, if you're married to the woman, don't rape her, please. If she says that, don't touch me, don't touch her. Don't touch her. I don't even want to cancel people. I would have said that there are other women around, but it's not good advice. It's not good advice. I would have said that there are other women around. If your wife says this is good, the other, but it's not good advice. So I won't advise that. Please, let's move on. The Ebola has been reported in the DR Congo. As a result of that, the Ghana Health Service has issued an alert. We'll put the alert on the screens very soon for you. Derek Akosam is making efforts to make sure we have that. Derek Akosam is our lead producer. So we'll bring it. But we have sports. Benedict also will be here with the latest sports headlines. But for all the things that we have to do, please, you know that you can get interactive. Facebook JoyNews on TV is our regular page on Facebook. And let us know what you also think as you give us more of your comments on Twitter, or what Benedict will say Twitter. All right. And then we have My Joy Online TV is our channel on YouTube. Well, we have sports next, and Benedict also is here with the highlights. Do stay on.